What up, bro? This is a game that I just played today. Epic game, so I just wanted to share it with you. I'm white, and I start out with queen's pawn, response with queen's pawn, um, king's pawn. He takes, and this is the Ryder gambit. And if you look in the things openings, it's under Blackmar diemer gambit. So knight. Response with knight, sacrifice another pawn, and instead of taking the sacrifice, he brings out his knight. So I take out my bishop to protect that pawn. So he takes, and I bring out my queen. Brings out the bishop. Obviously, I can't take the bishop because the knight's protecting it. So I move over. He opens up, he brings up his knight because he wants to bring his bishop up. So I just want to make sure he doesn't bring his bishop down all the way to this square right here. So, I bring up my pawn, but I also know he might bring it up here. So, which he does that, and I come back here. Then his next move, he brings up his queen because he wants to castle over here. I push back that bishop, and now I know I have to castle, otherwise he's going to take this pawn, and I'm going to be in pretty bad shape. So after I do that, he castles also. Then what I want to do is I want to get rid of this so I can take this pawn and sort of attack over on this side. But instead of doing that, he takes, then I take, he takes, I take. Now he brings out his queen. I'm not sure what the purpose of that was, but when I do that, that was actually a bad move because if he had moved his bishop over there, there's really not much I could have done. He would have taken one of my rooks over here. But, be that as it may, he didn't do that. Made that mistake. He went back instead. So I bring my bishop up. He takes my pawn, and I know that if I take his pawn, he's going to come up with his queen, and and then after that, he's going to take my rook, which I can respond with, but it's just not going to be a good situation because his queen coming over here is going to create some problems for me. So instead, I take his rook, and that way I get a little tempo because he has to respond there, and then I bring out my my knight so that this rook can come over here. So he takes. Here. He takes my knight over my pawn over there, and I take back. Brings out his queen, and I really don't have any other options. See, I can't come over here because of his rook, and so he checks me again. This is my only option, and now he brings his knight over. And it's going to be mate in one because if he comes over here, there's nothing else I can do. I can come over here, but then his next move is going to be coming down here, and it's checkmate. So at this point, I know I have to do something drastic. So I take this pawn over here, and he actually made a big mistake because if he had moved his king over there, well, no, actually, if he had moved this king over there, there's nothing I could have done. If I take with my queen, with my bishop, he's going to take back, and then I can't, if I take with my queen, then he's going to be pretty much up in material. And my king's going to be completely exposed. So that would not have been a good idea, but, he ends up taking my bishop, and I check him. Now again, he makes what I think is a bad move because he goes over here, and that gives me the opportunity to continue the tempo. So now I check him here. He moves over, check again, moves over, take his rook, comes down, check him again, and I'm just sort of step by step just guiding him into his death trap. Check again, moves over, check again, he only has one spot he could go to, and checkmate. Sickness!